up, everyone? Hope we're all doing well. What is next for Rafael Fiziev? Now, I actually made a video on Rafael Fiziev just 3 weeks ago, and it was titled, "Where the fuck is Rafael Fiziev?" And within that time frame, he's came back and fought Justin Gaethje on short notice after being inactive for over 500 days, and he lost a close, competitive banger of a fight. And for this video, I was going to do the typical, "Oh, Rafael Fiziev, let's look where he is in the division and we'll match him up." But he was on the Ariel Helwani show last night, and he said that he's strongly considering a move down to the featherweight division. And the reason why he's considering this is because when he took the fight against Justin Gaethje on short notice, he had to have his nutritionist help him gain weight for that fight. And I'm not going to lie to you, lads, this has got me really fucking excited, because Rafael Fiziev was already a bastard in the lightweight division, but if you move him down to that featherweight division, woof, he's going to cause so many problems for so many fighters. Like, I'm not even taking a piss. I think he could potentially become the champion at 145 if he can make the weight comfortably. So because of this, we're not going to go through the lightweight division. We're going to be going through the top 15 of the featherweight division. But before we continue with the video, if you do enjoy MMA content, please consider leaving a like and even subscribing. I'm trying to hit 1k subs by the end of 2025, and I think we can do it. Now, let's get straight back into the video. Right then, we have the top 15 of the featherweight division right here, right in front of us. Number 15, Dan Ige. Fiziev fucking obliterates him. What more do I need to say? Calvin Kattar, maybe this would have been a bit more contested, like, what, 5-6 years ago, which is crazy to think about, like, what the fuck. But yeah, maybe 5 or 6 years ago, I'd say fair enough. But current Calvin Kattar, after what we saw against Yusuf Zalal, nah, Fiziev smokes him. Bryce Mitchell, nah, Fiziev smokes him. Yes, Bryce Mitchell is a grappler, but I don't think his grappling would be strong enough to be able to control Fiziev on the ground. I'll be completely honest. I think that Fiziev would just completely batter Bryce Mitchell on the feet. It'll be a fucking absolute massacre. I think he would absolutely just wallop Bryce Mitchell, maybe even get a finish. Yusuf Zalal, I think he'll beat Yusuf Zalal. I think it'll be a good fight, just okay, nothing crazy, but I think he'll beat Yusuf Zalal. Giga Chikadze, I think he'll fucking, oh mate, I think that'll be really bad. I think it would absolutely obliterate him. It would be a serious bumming. After this, at number 10, Lerone Murphy. A lot more interesting because Lerone's very good at mixing it all up. But again, just when it comes to being on the feet, and it's not like Fiziev isn't good overall as well. He's very well-rounded and very good as well. I just think he's a lot more snappy, he's a lot more explosive. I think that striking would really give him an edge. Even if it was 5 rounds, I don't know if Lerone Murphy will be able to get the respect of Rafael Fiziev. I think Rafael Fiziev will get a decision win against Lerone Murphy. After this, Aljamain Sterling. I actually think this is one of the harder matchups for him, but Aljo's stand-up is not that good. His grappling is fucking mint, but his stand-up is, you know what I mean? So if Fiziev was able to keep Aljo getting on him and keeping him on the ground, which he could very well do, I could definitely see Fiziev winning this one by a decision, but I think it'll be a very close and competitive fight, and I wouldn't be surprised if Aljo was able to beat Rafael Fiziev, but I would go with my boy Fiziev by decision. After this, Josh Emmett. I think he would obliterate Josh Emmett. Yes, he's got that big overhand right, and Josh Emmett in his own right is a bastard for a lot of styles, but I think that Fiziev would have a field day with Josh Emmett, if I'm being completely honest. After this, we have Arnold Allen. That would be an absolute banger. That would be fireworks. That would be perfect for a main event of the Fight Night card. Like, 5 rounds of just pure fucking bloody battering. You know what I mean? That would be pure chaos. I'm gonna give it to Rafael Fiziev again. I think he'll win by decision, but that would be a hard one. I can see both men getting success in that fight, but us fans will be spoiled with that one because that would be an absolute banger. After this, Brian Ortega. Yeah, he fucking smokes Brian Ortega. Brian Ortega is quite lucky to be 6th, in my opinion. Same goes for Yair Rodriguez at number 5. He shouldn't be that high, in my opinion, but I think he smokes Brian Ortega. I haven't really got much else to say about that. Yair Rodriguez, oh my god, he smokes Yair Rodriguez. It'll be a fun, exciting fight, very flashy, but Fiziev's more well-rounded on the feet, and he can mix it up overall. He's good on the inside, great body work as well. I think he would fucking smoke Yair Rodriguez, and I actually think he'll get a stoppage victory over Yair Rodriguez as well. After this, Movsar. Another very hard fight for Rafael Fiziev. Now, I feel like Movsar is a better version of Aljo, mainly when it comes to the stand-up. I actually think Movsar has decent stand-up, but I still think Fiziev would wipe the floor with him when it comes to the striking. However, the grappling, Movsar mixing it all up, that could be a problem for Rafael Fiziev. I still think I would go with Fiziev, but again, just like Aljo, I could definitely see that one going Movsar's way. It'll be a very close and competitive fight. After this, Diego Lopez. Ooh, that would be an absolute banger, and don't tell me you wouldn't want to see that fight, because you most certainly would love to see that fucking fight. It would feed generations. It would be an absolute banger. But I feel like Fiziev, with the body work and the leg kicks, I think he would chew apart Diego Lopez. I think Lopez could definitely have some success. I mean, we saw that Justin Gaethje had a lot of success on the inside with the uppercuts, and Diego Lopez is very good with right uppercuts, and not only that, just using his boxing on the inside. So I feel like he could cause some problems for Fiziev and maybe even finish Fiziev, but I would still edge it to Rafael Fiziev. But that would be a very interesting one, because Diego Lopez, I feel like Fiziev, he's one of those fighters, if you want to beat him, you really have to get his respect, and I feel like you need a lot of power in order to do that, like we saw with Justin Gaethje, who went to a decision twice with him. You know, we don't often see Gaethje go to a decision with people. He's usually flatlining them, getting a knockout, getting a victory via stoppage. He's gone the distance twice with Fiziev, and one of them was on short notice, you know what I mean? So, I know he dropped him in the second fight as well, by the way, but regardless, this would be a hard fight for him, one of the harder fights. Max Holloway's gone up to 155, but I feel like Holloway would beat him, but 155 now for Holloway, so he's not really relevant for this conversation. Obviously, same goes for the champ Ilya Topuria, but that would have been fucking amazing. But yeah, Ilya at 155, so there's no point discussing him. I think Ilya would beat Rafael Fiziev as well, but would have been a fun one regardless. And last but not least, Alexander Volkanovski. A few years ago, I would have said, yes, Volkanovski wins. Now that his durability is a bit, I would give the edge to Rafael Fiziev. I need to stop saying the edge, because people start saying I'm fucking gooner and shit like that, and I hate it. But regardless, I would give it, I would lean more towards Rafael Fiziev beating Volkanovski. I don't think Volkanovski's completely washed. I just think his durability might be a bit cooked now, you know what I mean? So yeah, I think Rafael Fiziev is a proper nightmare matchup for that featherweight division, and these featherweights best hope that he doesn't make that move down to the 145 division. So even though Rafael Fiziev is the one who took the loss against Justin Gaethje in their rematch, I think it's safe to say that he's still got plenty of options now that he's opened up the possibility of moving down to the 145 division. Now, if he does make that move, then who should he fight when he makes his 145 debut? In my opinion, I've gone with Youssef Zalal or Aljamain Sterling, mainly because neither one of those two have a fight matched up. I was going to say maybe just Dan Ige, because he's like the gatekeeper of the 145 division, but he's matched up against Sean Woodson. Then I was going to suggest Giga Chikadze. He's matched up against David Onama, so it's a bit of a tricky one. So I said Youssef Zalal or Aljamain Sterling. Beats Youssef Zalal, then yeah, that's a good one. Nice one to invite him to the 145 division. And if Youssef Zalal was able to get past Fiziev, that's a big name on his resume. In fact, the biggest name on his resume. And if Rafael Fiziev was able to come down and beat Aljamain Sterling, he's beat a former bantamweight champion right there, one of the greatest bantamweights of all time. That would be a great thing for him. And not only that, I feel like the UFC should reward him in a sense, where he did take that fight on short notice after having so many, 500 plus days off. I think he should be rewarded in a sense, and I feel like Aljamain Sterling would be somewhat of a reward, because if he was able to get past Aljo, I feel like the rewards of that would be absolutely massive. But that's me done talking about Rafael Fiziev and what comes next for him. What do you guys think is next to Rafael Fiziev? Are you excited to see him at the 145 division, or do you think he should stay at 155? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.